Today I am flying with Biman Bangladesh from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia to Dhaka. Good morning from King Khalid International Airport in Riyadh. My flight from Riyadh to Dhaka is on a 787 Dreamliner, so I decided to bid for an upgrade on this flight for $65. I got an email one day before my flight that my upgrade had cleared. Yes! But my excitement faded quickly during the check-in process. There is no counter for business class on Biman Bangladesh, so I had to wait around 45 minutes in the queue just to check in. This is not the best start to my business class experience. But finally, after a long wait, I got my boarding pass. Alhamdulillah! I asked some officers whenever I wanted to take a shot, and they always said yes, go ahead. So for example, I asked one officer if I can take a video of the flight display board, and he said yes, go knock yourself out. After check-in, I went through the boarding pass control, which was an automated gate. Then I went through the security screening, which is separated for men and another lane, another side for women. Security check was easy. After that, passport control, which was very quick, took maybe 1 minute. And now I'm here in the Plaza Premium lounge, which is very nice. I'll show you around. Biman Bangladesh contracts with the Plaza Premium lounge in Riyadh. And here I had a very good experience. The lounge is quite lovely. It has a modern and open look and feel. The food is fantastic. There are a lot of different options. There are fruits, dates, salad, hummus, croissants, muffins. Here's my first round of food. There's some prata, tomatoes, fool, dal. It's like a little United Nations on my plate. It's a great lounge, and the only improvement I have would be to get faster Wi-Fi. As you saw on my last video, I had a really fantastic time here in Riyadh, and for sure I will come back to Saudi Arabia. Riyadh's King Khalid International Airport opened in 1983, before I was born. This airport gets around 26 million passengers per year, which is similar in size to Baltimore BWI or Vienna International Airport in Austria. This airport has non-stop connections to 83 cities in 34 countries. The furthest non-stop flight from here is Saudia's flight to Washington Dulles, which takes around 14 hours on a 777-300ER. And the most common route is with Jeddah. There are an unbelievable 60 flights between Riyadh and Jeddah per day. Do you know that Riyadh's airport was an alternate landing site for the space shuttle? You can use this information to start conversations at a party. It always works for me. And I promise it will only go downhill from there. It's my first time flying with Biman Bangladesh, and I'm very excited. I wanted to walk around the terminal before my flight, but coincidentally saw that boarding for my flight had started half an hour before the time that was indicated on my boarding pass. And there was a very long queue for boarding, and again, no line for business class. I love these all-glass jet bridges, especially when I'm flying on a beauty like this Dreamliner. In fact, this is a 787-8 and it's only 3 months old, so it's still an infant. In its first 3 months, it has mostly flown between Bangladesh and Saudi Arabia. Business class is in a 222 configuration, and out of the roughly 30 seats, only 6 were occupied on this flight. My first impression though is it's not very clean. There was still rubbish from previous passengers, The window was full of smudge marks, and the TV had a piece of food. Ayo. Back to the positives. The service was better than the seat itself. Upon sitting down, I got orange juice with nuts. I got a blanket, amenity kit, and menu. The seat itself, it's not great, but it's okay. This flight goes pretty much exactly east. It's 4,400 kilometers from Riyadh to Dhaka, which is the same distance as in the US from Seattle to Miami. And the flying time is around 4 hours and 45 minutes. I get so excited in that moment when the engines are turned up. And bye Saudi Arabia, I hope to see you again soon, inshallah. Now this central part of Saudi Arabia is fairly flat. Biman Bangladesh has 19 planes at the moment, which fly mostly to the Middle East, Southeast Asia, and London. London is of course the furthest destination for Biman Bangladesh, and it takes around 11 hours on the westbound journey. Looking through the magazine, the Prime Minister of Bangladesh inaugurated the third Dreamliner. Hey, wait, I'm having a deja vu. Wow, cool! The PM inaugurated the exact plane that I'm on today. The circles that you see here are agriculture in the Saudi desert. This agriculture is supported by wells that tap into water reservoirs which are deep under the desert. And continuing on the topic of food, I got prata and dal, which were excellent, and so was the dessert, some form of pudding. And we continue flying over the desert. In the distance, you see the Gulf, where we are near Qatar now. And crossing over into the Emirates, UAE, and then crossing into Omani airspace. Here you can see the Hajar Mountains. Oman is one of my very favorite countries in the world. I've already been a few times and would love to go back over and over. Here you can see the Muscat airport and the long stretches of coastline along Muscat city, and some shots from my past vacations in Oman. Wow, I'm getting nostalgic. And now we begin with the only over water portion of our flight. We are going to cross the Arabian Sea between Oman and India, which will take about 1 hour. So let's take another look at the seat. There is sufficient space and this seat is comfortable. But what I don't like is that there's no footrest that can go up independently, and you also cannot move the backrest by itself. What I really like about this IFE is that you have a separate control with its own integrated display. So you can be watching a movie on the big screen while in parallel following the flight path on the small touch screen. The selection of English movies is so-so. And I found navigating the big screen through the remote to be a bit unintuitive. The toilet is quite standard, I would say, and no need to comment further. I like the amenity kit. And we reached land again near the border between India and Pakistan. I got some very interesting sights of the large salt marshes, which are in the Indian state of Gujarat. India is, of course, a big country. It took about 2 hours to cross India from west to east. And before I knew it, we were descending into Bangladesh. My first impression of Bangladesh from the sky is it's very green. And here are the first sights of Dhaka, which is of course the capital of Bangladesh with around 9 million people. Does it also make you happy whenever you see the shadow of your own plane? Welcome to Bangladesh. We are now at Shah Jalal International Airport, which has around 19 million passengers per year and is home to several Bangladesh-based carriers. Here you can see one of Biman's 777-300 ERs, the one they use on the London route. We parked at an outside position and deplaning was delayed by about 10 minutes because there were no stairs. Once we did deplane, there was a special bus that picked up business class passengers. Now, in the airport here, sadly, there's a very strict no photography policy. I paid $21 for a visa on arrival in Bangladesh and got a voucher for a free hotel night, courtesy of Biman Bangladesh, since I was on a layover. This also included transport to and from the hotel. After resting in the hotel a bit, I went outside. I wanted to maximize what I could see in my short time in Dhaka. And later I met some of my friends for dinner. The food was fantastic, and the dessert, I forgot the name, it was exceptionally fantastic. So, even though I was only in Bangladesh for one night, I could tell that the culture was incredibly hospitable. And I decided to go back and spend more time in Dhaka in 2020. So, overall, not a bad impression of Biman Bangladesh. Not the best, but for $65, I wouldn't hesitate about getting the upgrade again. So my friends, please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this video. There are many more similar to this coming. Shukran and Donobad.